went to the Albuquerque Aquarium and Botanical Gardens a couple weekends ago with my sister Maudie. Now, it's been a couple years since we've both been there, so it was nice to see that not a lot has actually changed. We walked past the same fountain that never actually seems to have any water in it, and into the glass atrium of the aquarium. The first exhibit, like always, was the local New Mexico fish. I mean, look at those gorgeous New Mexico fish. Aren't they just beautiful? However, from the second I walked onto the lot that morning, something in the back of my head was nagging me. I mean, it wasn't the fish. I wasn't depressed for the fish or anything like that. It was, I don't know, it just was a weird feeling. There were a lot of fish. Here's a fish, there's a fish, 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 fish. It was really fishy. The whole day kind of reminded me a little bit of how old I'm getting, which is saying something considering I'm only 17. I used to go to the aquarium often with my sister when we were kids, but back then we had the minds of children. I mean, when we used to go down the long creepy hallway with all the life-size fish, I remember myself imagining myself as being one of the fish, swimming along with all my friends. Now, as I saw all the other kids playing, I imagined them imagining the same thing. I realized as we grow up, we lose sort of a childish view of the world. We moved on, and I could finally put a name on the feeling. It was nostalgia. I kept thinking back to a time when I didn't have to worry about grades, or jobs, or SATs, or family, or friends, or college. Maudie's in college, and I'm almost a senior, and going here was kind of a slap to the face that I have to start thinking about stuff like this, about my future. I think it all really hit me, though, when we saw the model train outside in the Botanical Gardens. See, the aquarium isn't actually just the aquarium. Like, this is the size of the aquarium, and this is the size of the rest of the park. The train wasn't running like always, but just standing there, still, watching the stream and the door, exactly how I remember it. I wondered how my parents saw it, the trains, always standing still every time we walked past it. In a way, these trains stood as an homage to our past and a certainty for our future. I hope that when I have my children, I can come back and show them these little huts and the great, 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 great grandchildren of this bird. Maudie and I talked about going here too. We were able to express the same feelings of nostalgia and the weight of adulthood. It was nice to know that this girl, who I've been connected to all my life, felt the same way I did. It made me feel a little less sad and a lot less teenagery. Finally, we went to my favorite part of the Botanical Gardens when I was a kid, the Children's Fantasy Garden. Basically, the entire thing is what it would be like if kids were shrunk down to the size of bugs in a garden. Although, I'm pretty sure Maudie was already the size of a bug.
I'm supposed to be 64 inches. This thing is incorrect.
It was all sort of a subtle reminder that we could still be kids, even when we grow up.
Well, that was...
Maudie and I will have larger and larger responsibilities, yes. But who we are is not defined by our age. Who we are is what we choose to let into our lives, accepting the little childish moments and never letting the fear of something hinder our path to becoming better and better people. I left there that day, walking beside my sister, with the knowledge that no matter what, life will move on, and we have to just learn to adapt. Nostalgia is something that is okay to have. As it is said, a civilization that forgets its past has no future. And for what it's worth, I'm sure glad I have my family along for the ride.